People always laugh when someone says mermaids are real, until they see the footage coming out of South America. The Amazon River in Brazil in 2022, when a group of fishermen live streamed what they believed was a woman tangled in reeds along the riverbank. At first it looked like a rescue mission. Her long black hair floated on the surface, her shoulders were exposed, she was kind of face down in the water at some point. Now, a fisherman reached for her arm allegedly, but when he grabbed her, she turned fast and her face didn't look necessarily fully human. And when the camera caught her lower body, it didn't actually even show legs. It showed, a scaled tail with gills moving along the side. Now, the men there panicked and started shouting, "Lara, Lara." That name isn't actually random. The Lara is a mermaid-like water creature feared in Brazilian folklore for luring people to their dooms. Now, in the footage, whatever this thing was, it shrieked before diving under the water and under the boat, and the stream cut off seconds later. Now, authorities claim the video was altered, allegedly, but locals who saw it live before it was deleted or altered said that it was 100% real. In Colombia in 2023, a group of tourists walking the beach after a late dinner heard something crying out near the rocks, something that sounded maybe like a child. Now they approached and began filming what they thought was an injured person, maybe just, washed up on the shore. But as they got a little bit closer, the shape in the sand and in the water began dragging itself backwards towards the water. Now, what makes this story different is that Colombian Navy officers were called to the scene. In the tourist footage, you can see them arriving with lights, approaching the figure very cautiously. When they kind of shine a light directly at it, it lifted its head apparently, and the skin, it looked very gray and a little slimy. Now the eyes are almost black and reflective as well. The neck, has some slits in it. Apparently it started hissing and then launched itself into the ocean with a terrifying speed. Now, the Navy immediately sealed off the entire area and shut down, the pier and the water until Coast Guards could sweep the waters. They later told reporters it was just a marine animal mistaken for a myth, but the tourists who were there and filmed it swear that it had human features and that it wasn't a marine animal. And the full video was somehow mysteriously removed from social media shortly after going viral. So you decide for yourselves. The cave mermaid footage from Chile in 2019. Now, this was filmed by a marine biology research team studying sea lions near Puerto Montt. Now, during an underwater dive, one of the researchers captured something clearly observing them from the dark of the coastal cave. Now, the shape was humanoid, but, slimmer with long webbed hands and flowing dark hair moving in the water. Sound familiar? Well, in the footage, you can see it clearly. I mean, what shocked experts wasn't just the shape of it, it was how it swam. No kick cycles like a diver, no bubbles, no gear, no oxygen tank, just smooth movement throughout the water like a marine predator. Now, when researchers slowed this footage down, they actually noticed something else. It moved intentionally to avoid any sort of light. Kind of like it understood maybe it was being filmed, maybe? Now, after this footage leaked through one of the assistant researchers, the lead scientist suddenly denied its authenticity, even though he originally confirmed it was real in an email chain. That chain has since disappeared, of course. Now, the assistant researcher who leaked it said he received threats to take the footage down and claims government officials confiscated their external drives. So here is the question nobody wants to ask, but I will. What if mermaids aren't the beautiful singing creatures from Disney? What if they're actually a type of aquatic, kind of creature that evolves separately from humans? I mean, their existence would challenge religion, science, anthropology, and global history. Maybe that's the real reason every official agency keeps shutting down the